One idea we have to get rid of when we speak about the unconscious, and Freud wasn't always clear about it. The unconscious is not like Jung, Carl Gustav Jung imagined it, a deep inner truth at which you should arrive so that then you learn about your true self. Unconscious is a domain of dirty, inconsistent fantasies, desires, lies, fundamental lies, and so on. The unconscious is not a deep truth about yourself. There is, I don't want to lose time, very briefly, there is another wonderful anecdote by Freud. He visited some caves in southern Slovenia called Scotian caves, which are terrifying. All this world beneath the earth, it's terrifying. There is even a rumor that Dante visited that place. It's a real rumor based on some letters, and he got the idea of hell from there. But then something miraculous happened to Freud. You know who she met there in the deepest depth of hell? Karl Lueger, who was the Austrian politician, mayor of Vienna, the main influence of Hitler, extremely anti-Semitic, the proto-right-wing anti-Semitic populist. And the beauty in German language is that Lüge means lie. He met the fundamental lie there. This is the deep message. From here I come to violence. You know, the basic lesson of psychoanalysis is that violence is, again, a very ambiguous notion. For example, when we say don't be violent, don't hurt people, but I'm sorry to say, and I'm not saying this just as a Freudian, but as a Hegelian or whatever, for most of us, truth hurts. It's extremely painful. So, yes, at least in theory, it's another question how do you do this in daily life. In this sense, our duty as theorists is to hurt people. My witness will be here somebody whom even the liberals like, George Orwell, who say freedom of speech or press, I don't know, is to be allowed to tell people what they don't want to hear. If they are not allowed to do this, don't speak about freedom. And I think that here the political correctness often misses this point. For example, I quoted this in one of my texts, how, I don't know which university, maybe Cambridge or another college in the United Kingdom, trans people organized protests because they invited certain anthropologist, biologist, I don't know, lady, who was in practical matters totally pro-trans, no problem there. But just in theory, her point was that biology nonetheless plays a certain role. Your sexual identity, it's not simply socially constructed. Now again, in practical political acts, he was totally on the right side. And what shocked me is that the reaction of the trans community was not only to protest her giving a cause, but they even, for those 2 hours when this lady gave a talk, they opened up 2-3 safe rooms with cakes and tea, so that those for whom it would be too traumatic to hear this. Why didn't they, I'm here an old-fashioned rational leftist, why didn't they go there and confront her with calm, rational argumentation. It can easily be said. I am not here to avoid a misunderstanding the biological determinist. Jacques Lacan put it clearly that a woman, biological woman, who was identified by birth as a woman, can well symbolically have a masculine identity and the other way around, and there are possibilities of third transpositions and so on and so on. Yes, all this is totally open. I'm just saying, don't identify this position with simple personal feeling of free choice. Why not? Because, there are external choices, like, sorry for vulgarity, you go to a store to buy your dessert, and then you say, oh my God, what should I choose? Strawberry cake or cheesecake or chocolate cake? Yes, but your gender, sexual, whatever you want, I on purpose confuse them, identity is not such a choice. It is a choice of what you are. It's a much more radical choice. And these choices are usually unconscious, not in any mythical, irrational sense.